afternoon. My name is Keyko from Business 1K. I will be the moderator of this group discussion. As you can see on my right side is Billy and Jason as the pro team. Today they will be agreeing with the topic discussed. And on my left side is Philip and Kirana as the contra team who will be disagreeing. So before we begin, there are several regulations I will be reading. The first is to respect other contributors and to listen well. The second is to acknowledge and respect differing views. The third one is to try to stick to discussion topics and be aware of body language. And last but not least, to think before you speak. Okay, so the topic we will be discussing today is about marijuana. Should marijuana be legalized in Indonesia? As we know together, there has been a lot of contradictions regarding the uses of marijuana for medical purposes and for daily users. First, should we hear from the pro team's opinion?
Okay, so from our point of view, we should legalize marijuana. Why? Because marijuana have many benefits for the users. For example, for the mental treatment, such as cancer treatment or help treat depression and autism treatment or relieve the chronic pain.
And then why marijuana can relieve the chronic pain? Because marijuana contains a chemical called cannabinoids, and cannabinoids have been linked to providing relief of chronic pain due to their chemical makeup, which is why cannabis byproducts such as medical cannabis is commonly used for chronic pain relief.
Okay, Billy and Jason, I can accept about your marijuana, about benefits from marijuana, especially from medicine treatment. But also marijuana have bad effect for our body and for our community, especially teenagers and also adults. Okay, the bad effects from marijuana is marijuana can cause our body addictive and also hallucination. So because of that, me and Kirana didn't agree that marijuana should be legalized in Indonesia.
In addition to Philip's opinion, this addiction could lead to various diseases, even death. I don't think it is worth it to consume such thing with the risk of death. Moreover, as Philip said, marijuana could cause hallucination that could cause danger to others. For example, drivers consuming marijuana would not be able to drive consciously, and therefore car accident might happen and other people might be harmed.
So the pro team is trying to tell us several positive outcomes of marijuana in mostly medical purposes, for example, relieving chronic pain. And the contra team is telling us that marijuana causes impacts to our body, like addiction, hallucinations, even death. And there are still other choices aside from marijuana. So let us hear again for the pro team's opinion.
Okay, so I see what you're getting at, but I'm afraid I can agree with your statement, because when we decide to legalize the marijuana itself, we also decide to give the education first to the users of marijuana. So, and we give the knowledge not just for the adults, but from the elementary.
So, to prevent the misuse of marijuana, we can build an organization that control the marijuana usage in Indonesia, so that there is no misuse, like people addicted to marijuana, and then there are also narcotics issues in Indonesia, and so that this organization can control the usage of marijuana, so the marijuana can be used as medical treatment.
Okay, I can agree about your two guys' opinions, but in my opinion, if we legalize marijuana in Indonesia, it will be still many people who misuse the marijuana, like for party, for bonding with his friend, but using marijuana that it it can make apa ya, kecelakaan ya.
Accident.
Dulu kira ini.
Langsung aja ya.
Ya langsung.
I think that's a good point.
Udah.
But do you know that 3 to 4 doses of marijuana equal to 20 cigarettes? I think even if it could help cure cancer and relieve pain, it could also cause other diseases to appear. So what do you guys think about it?
So we think that if you're not agree with the dose of the marijuana itself, we already decided to build an organization to control the use of marijuana. So it controls the legal use of marijuana and the dose itself.
And from our opinion, I think we should try to legalize marijuana in Indonesia because the countries such Mexico and United States, even they have a vending machine for marijuana, and it is spread in the environment. So I think American people and Mexican people actually can use it freely, and I think Indonesia can use it too because marijuana can relieve chronic pain and then have many benefits.
Okay. I think I cannot agree about your opinion about legalize marijuana, but I can agree with your opinion about legalize at medicine treatment. In my opinion, in Indonesian still need more education and very need education about narcotics thing because it's many case, it still have many case that accident causes by marijuana and narcotics and the other narcotics things.
And also, do you think criminal rates will rise if marijuana is legally accepted in Indonesia? Like people would need money to buy marijuana, so they would do every single way to get that money for marijuana.
Because our money is not as rich as United States or Mexico to buy the things.
Okay, so about the cost of the marijuana itself, if we legalize the marijuana, it means that the government will control the flow of the marijuana and also the cost itself. So if we legalize marijuana, it means that maybe the cost of the marijuana itself can be minimized, so the users that really need to use marijuana can buy it.
From our opinion, I think the cost of marijuana is very now it's still very expensive in Indonesia because actually the cost of production is not very large because marijuana it can be planted in anywhere and the reasons why the cost is very high because you have to pay a person that want to carry marijuana from point A to point B, and then the risk if you get caught in the train, in the airport, you will get to the jail, and even now you can be shooting to death because of you bring some gram or some kilogram of marijuana. And if marijuana is legalized, so the cost of delivering marijuana from point A to B like many other goods, and so I think marijuana is still a cheap thing if Indonesia legalized marijuana.
Okay, I can accept that opinion that you give to us, but if you guys thinks about the children of marijuana users that the smoke can easily fit into his or her children's body, lungs, and his or her children can easily get hallucination or get addictively to smell that smoke.
Okay, so if we legalize marijuana in Indonesia, we also need to make some regulations to the person who use the marijuana, such as don't use it in the public place or use it near the children.
What is confusing for me is that is it possible for the government to organize people on using marijuana when there are many people sell it illegally? Like people would buy from illegal suppliers.
And I think if we legalize marijuana in Indonesia, people that want to buy it must have like a letter that say that you are capable to use marijuana very responsibly. And if you have the letter, you can use it. But if you want to have the letter, you have to go to the organization and do some tests or what you should do if you want to use marijuana, and then how much you can use it for a day, so that the misuse like addictive or getting hallucination is not happen when you use marijuana. If you use it in the right way.
But I can agree about your opinion that every people can use marijuana easily. But I can agree about marijuana can only use for medicine treatment, like for operation, like autism and so on. If marijuana is legally for medicine, me and Kirana can accept that reason for legalization, marijuana legalization. But if marijuana legalization is for all people in Indonesia, like every people can use it at street or at his place, I cannot agree with that, because it will be many things that happen if marijuana is legally in Indonesia.
Okay, that's a strong arguments from both pro and contra. Pro team is saying that knowledge should be given first to users and organizations will be built to control and prevent misuse. As Billy said, Indonesia should be a more open country. And the contra team told us that there are lack of educations regarding these things in Indonesia, since there are a lot of cases happening related to marijuana. Okay, so now let's hear more from the contra team.
Okay. Because of that, many Indonesian people didn't know how to control his or herself to use that narcotic things. So because of that, it will be many people who cannot control his addictive to marijuana, can be more poor and Indonesian, and our country can be more down, more poor because of that marijuana, and it will be a lot of people that live in Indonesia or stay in Indonesia just for only marijuana and have fun in here, but didn't help our country to make our country better.
I know your opinion. It is true, but I think to legalize marijuana, our country need to be step up. Like the people have to know how when they are using it and when they are needed. Just like they are using medicine, but after their illness is cured, and I think they know how they stop it, and so that the misuse of marijuana don't happen in this country.
So what can we get about this topic is, so we agree about legalize marijuana in medicine treatment, but didn't legalize to random people in Indonesia.
So, as we can conclude from our group discussion today, marijuana can be legalized with a but. It can only be used with permission for medical purposes and under a certain organization. So, there are no further misuse.